Hi there. Well, here's the thing, going live. Yes, so I decided I'm going to create TED's talks because it kind of made me laugh to myself because it's really ridiculous. And as you can see from the picture, I have an audience already and they're very good. They don't heckle or anything. Well, one of them might, that black furry one in the middle. Um, some of these are my special bears I've had a long, long time, but most of them are my daughters that I brought together, brushed the dust off the top, brought them together. So I have these thoughts on occasions, as many of us do, I guess, and I just thought it'd be nice to share things that strike me as interesting and that maybe, hopefully, um, spark a bit of interest in you as well, and might even be useful. If not, it's a few minutes out of your time that gives you a moment to pause, if nothing else. There's a really bad joke in there about paws and bears and cats, but I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that. Anyway, something that struck me last Friday, I went to a funeral of a local councillor where I live, and well, she was in her 70s, but she had a lot more things to do yet, so she was taken away too soon. It was very sad. Um, and I went to go along because she was an amazing woman. But it wasn't till I listened to all the little speeches that were given, um, friends and colleagues, members of family, all giving little snippets of her life, that I realised just how incredible she was. And I was sitting there thinking, why did I not know this before? Why am I only just hearing this now at her funeral when I can't go to her later and say, wow, I didn't know you did that. And that was amazing. And tell me more about this. And so it just got me to thinking that we are so rubbish at celebrating and sharing our own stories and our achievements in life. Um, and it's such a terrible tragedy to think that people may not know about all the things that we've done until it's at our funeral. I mean, how depressing is that? So I say we've got to blow our own trumpets. Now, that's not necessarily easy. I know people think, oh gosh, if I start talking about something I've done, will people think I'm bragging? Will it make people feel bad? And quite frankly, there's nothing that I can do about how someone else reacts to what I'm saying. But what I would hope is that rather than thinking negative stuff about, well, good for you, you managed to do that, and aren't you lucky, and oh, I could never do that, I'm not that brave, and how about we just look at it and say, wow, that's brilliant, it's brilliant what you've done, and that positive thought will then inspire ourselves to go and do something or say something. Now, when I'm talking about celebrating achievements, it doesn't have to be that you've just run a marathon, or that you've just bungee jumped off the Eiffel Tower and you've raised money for charity, and or it doesn't have to be those massive things, or you've single-handedly gone around the world on a unicycle whilst herding cats. It doesn't have to be something like that. It might be that you've had a tough time and you've hid yourself inside, but on this one day you actually went out, and that was a massive achievement, and you went out and maybe you met a friend, maybe you didn't, maybe you just took yourselves to the cafe and just sat and you were outside. Maybe it was something like, your child, or a child is really, really struggling at school and they don't want to be there, and they actually managed to stay a whole day at school one day. All these things are major achievements. It could be anything. And we need to stop worrying about what other people think, because we're all worrying what someone else is thinking instead of concentrating on how important our thoughts are and could be and helpful to each other. So even if we just think of one thing each day that we've done and give ourselves a little pat on the back. And this isn't new stuff, not by any means, but it just struck me. Don't wait to share your story, if you like, your history, what's made you who you are. Don't wait for that to come out after you're dead. What's the point of that? Do it now. Blow your own trumpet. That's what I say.